Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're going to do it again tomorrow, round two. I think we're going to see a little bit more activity tomorrow. I'm going to go over the latest model guidance, share some of your comments here. Yep, Adam's in tonight, says it got a little rowdy. Yes, the thunderstorms finally got going as they moved east. So the timing was a little off. Everything was kind of ahead, and I think it all kind of began last night when we were looking at the storms coming in the weekend as they moved through Memphis. That boundary kind of interrupted the whole process, but we'll just have to wait and see. Checking in from Phil Campbell. Good evening, Donna. Two things happened on my dinner break. Rolled the windows down on the way home, and my hair got all messed up, so I'm going to have to fix that before 10. And my allergies started going crazy. It's got to have some water. It's the Chinese privet. You can smell it in the air out there. All you got to do is roll your windows down. So probably not good advice. Probably keep those windows rolled up. So you got a filter in your car that helps kind of filter some of that out. We're going to get into that forecast here beginning right now. So let's take a look at it. What we're looking at tonight, there's nothing going on. We may see a few isolated showers and storms sneaking in after midnight tonight. Good evening, Bonnie. Checking in from Caddo. Got all my regulars on here tonight. Appreciate that. And just not much going on. It's really a pleasant night out there, except for the fact we've got all that pollen in the air. This is that time of year after all the main tree pollen gets out of the air. It's the privet. It's the honeysuckle for some of you as well. And it just kind of stops you in your tracks sometimes when you're talking. Nothing on radar but ground clutter. Take a look at temperatures. They're pretty uniform. Fort Payne's kind of the outlier here, but that's because you guys had some rain over there earlier today and some of those stronger storms. Had some wind damage in Scottsboro, had some power outages there, but that was it. Kind of one hour or so of thunderstorms in those areas. Not too cool up north, but this cooler air mass is what's coming in Sunday. Sunday doesn't look really pretty. We may have some clouds coming back. There's an upper level cutoff low spinning to the north of us. We're going to go through Sunday. That'll be after the 1 minute break torture I put all of you through coming up a little bit later. Here's the radar trend. It's dying out all across the southeast. The storms that were in Fort Payne are now moving into the Appalachians there, into the mountainous areas there of western North Carolina. So they were really moving too. That's one thing that some of the viewers in Woodville commented about, is how fast the storm moved through. Had some hail there too, a little bit of hail. Mia wants to know, what about tomorrow? We're going to get to tomorrow here in just a second. Next 12 hours, quiet most of the night, but I think we're going to have some overnight isolated showers or thunder showers. This is very much like a summer weather pattern. We're trying to time it out just right. Yeah, the pollen's horrible. Yeah, again, it's that Chinese privet that's out there. Kind of smells okay unless you've got a lot of privet in your yard. It's actually invasive brush. They try to keep it out, but when I lived in Madison, we had the Mill Creek behind us. That brush actually contributes to flooding, because what happens is that stuff grows like crazy and all the debris gets trapped in that Chinese privet and it has nowhere to go. So it increases a flooding hazard in some of those areas. So I cut it all out. I'm sure it's grown back by now. Here's your 11 o'clock forecast this evening. Not much going on, but things will change a little bit. Probably around 2 a.m. Model guidance has a little cluster, maybe a rumble of thunder coming in. 2 a.m. in the metro area. It could be about anywhere based on this pattern. And then early in the morning tomorrow, don't be surprised with a quick round of showers or some locally heavy rain, but that won't stick around long at all. So if you've got morning plans, we're coming up on that time of year where the kids have field days in elementary school. So I'm going to be getting some of those emails probably about field day forecasts. Watching from Albertville tonight. Thanks for checking in. A lot of you on here tonight. We got about 167 of you. So let's get into tomorrow. The thing that changes, it's different. Another piece of energy coming in. We'll be a little more unstable at times, but here comes the thunderstorm chances. Most likely, like we thought we'd have today. Don't be surprised if what we thought we were going to have today actually happens tomorrow with some of these storms. This looks fairly robust. This is the HRRR model, and the data points are probably the graph model, which is why they cooled off a little quicker. So the graph model probably has it coming in a little earlier. But it's possible we're going to get a round of these robust thunderstorms that taper off around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. A lot of times when these things set up, they end a little bit earlier No tornadoes tomorrow. We're not tracking any tornadoes. I don't see a tornado threat with anything that in our near future, so that's good. We're going to talk about Saturday here now. We get a break. On Saturday, early on, it looked incredible. It was like, yeah, we're going to have a beautiful weekend. However, the models have changed now. Strawberry Festival. I think there's a Strawberry Festival. There's a few out there. I don't know the exact dates. There's a flyer on my desk in the studio. I haven't even read it yet. But man, strawberries are probably pretty ripe right now. So again, I remember last year this time we were programming weather radios, and somebody brought us a bunch of strawberries, and they were incredible. So probably a good time for strawberries. I need another drink of water. I've eaten too many pollen. Too much pollen. So as we go into Saturday, the morning hours look wet. This model here is going faster. This model guidance here is even faster than it had earlier. So I'm hoping we're going to start to get some clearing, especially in the shoals, probably by 11 a.m. or noon, and then it just gets out of here. The long-range models have had the rain sticking around through 5 and 6 o'clock, but I'm hoping we're going to get that break. We'll talk more about your Sunday here coming up after the commercial break, coming up here just a few minutes, and once I push the button. 80 tomorrow, numerous scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some storms are going to be strong, potentially. And I have to use the word potentially a lot after today. 70 Saturday, thunderstorms possible, probably early through about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then we'll go partly cloudy Sunday, but clouds are going to try to sneak in. Patricia asked, what about Sunday? Hold on. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about Sunday and Monday, Cinco de Mayo Day, coming up, and the 10-day forecast right after the 1-minute break, and you'll see the countdown. All right, time to stop the break. We have stopped the break. Again, appreciate you guys sticking around through that. We lost 20 of you, though. Once you see that "we'll be right back" sign, it's all over for some of you. I don't blame you. Got some comments here coming in. The pollen's horrible. First we had it in Florida, now we have family visiting. Yeah, you go from one area where it's pollinating to the other, and that's what these cold fronts bring in, too. They bring in the pollen from the north for a few more weeks, but the pollen we're dealing with right now is that of the Chinese privet. I'm pretty certain of it because I noticed the pollen count, at least my pollen impact, going up when I have my windows down on my way back in for my dinner break. The evening hours are probably the worst for the pollen as you get a little bit of humidity, light winds, and I think something happens with the plants. I'm not a botanist or anything, but something happens with the plants after sunset. So you can definitely smell the fragrance a little bit more. No tornadoes tomorrow. We're going to talk about Sunday, though, as far as the pollen should settle down after we get through the Chinese privet, once it all blooms, probably another week and a half, 2 weeks. And then we get into other pollens that may not have as much of an impact on allergy sufferers like grass pollen and things like that. So let's get into the forecast for the weekend. Here's the rain on the roof chances. And I've had a lot of people ask me about this, the Boss 302 Mustang. It's red, and they're like, your car's blue, it should be blue. That model is actually blue, but the software here changes the entire model scheme, so it changes it to red. It's either red or see-through kind of silver. So we stuck with red. Yeah. Anyway, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday look decent, but here's Sunday. As we start off in the morning, it's going to be cool out there in the 50s, but the only thing I'm a little concerned with when I look at the model guidance is it sees these little patches here. That would indicate maybe a spotty sprinkle. I'm hoping it's not going to be drizzle, you know what I mean? But the cloud cover gets a little bit thicker north of the state line into the afternoon, and we've got this upper level low just north of us. So we'll have to watch that. But I think the best weather is going to be along and south of the Tennessee River. By 7 o'clock in the evening, we're already cooling back down. And Monday morning, we're going to be in the mid and upper 40s. So it's going to be a kind of a rather cool start Monday for Cinco de Mayo. But we will see more sunshine, as that's nighttime, that's midnight. So we'll see some stars out there. And as we get into the morning hours, we're looking at probably 45 to 50 degrees. So real cool out there. And Monday looks like a really nice day too. So Monday may turn out to be even better than Sunday. So overall, Cinco de Mayo, if you're planning on eating outside, maybe find your local restaurant, eat outdoors, be festive out there, have your margarita, whatever your flavor is, for Cinco de Mayo coming up Monday, 71 for the high, but it may be cooler than that. So the rest of this 10-day forecast, we've got 80, we got 70 Saturday, 68 Sunday, and then we see pretty much mid to upper 70s next week. Rain chances may come back Wednesday and Thursday. I will tell you, this is a really difficult weather pattern forecasting down the road. There's going to be 2 cutoff upper level lows, one out in the Intermountain West, out across Utah and New Mexico, and the other one pretty much just north of us over Kentucky. And those just basically are areas of low pressure. It's a lot like when you're looking down on a river and more of a mountain stream, and you get that turbulent little eddy that just sits there, and if you throw a stick or something out there, it just sits there and goes in a circle. That's what these cutoff lows are. And we just wait till they break down and move on. So that's probably what's going to happen. And again, I see the crawl coming at the bottom. So it looks like that's an old forecast down there. So if you're watching that, strong storms possible tomorrow, but doubtful we'll see any severe weather. I appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys have a great Thursday night. The week's gone by pretty fast for me. Hope it's gone by just as fast for you guys. Get ready for that 10 o'clock news with Margot. I'll see you guys later.